Good morning and welcome to the Forex Market Wrap brought to you by Pepperstone on Thursday the 3rd of August 2017. I'm Darren Sinden. Let's have a look at overnight changes then, any price moves we need to be aware of. And really today I just wanted to focus on the euro. Euro dollar here closed last night in New York at 118.56, 0.5% gain on the day, 1% gain on the week, 12.7% we're up year to date on that metric. And then here, Euro Swissy, so it's not just against the dollar that the euro has been making gains. 115.12 was the close here in New York last night. That was a 1% gain on the day, a 3.2% gain on the week. Remember that the Swiss franc outside of the Swiss National Bank event in January 2015 is a currency that isn't meant to move very much. Now, here's the Euro Trade Weighted Index divided by the Euro Swiss franc rate, just to give us an idea of what might be possible in terms of further gains for the euro. Because you can see we're moving back towards this long-term uptrend line, and the big red arrow indicates the direction of potential travel of euro strength, so consider that. Now then, what's on the calendar today? Well, a very busy calendar today. We've already had some interesting data out of Asia Pacific, trade balance data from Australia for June, and that was followed by the Caixin China Services PMI for July. We'll look at that number in a bit of detail as we move through the report. To come then, 8 o'clock GMT, economic bulletin, and 2 PMI numbers out of the Eurozone. That's composite PMI for July and the services PMI number for July. And then at 11 AM GMT, we get the start of the Super Thursday reports from the Bank of England. So we'll hear a decision on interest rates and QE. We'll hear we'll receive the quarterly inflation report from the Bank of England. We'll also see the minutes from the most recent MPC meeting. And then at 11:30, half an hour later, Mark Carney, the Governor of the Bank of England, will speak to the press on about monetary policy and interest rates, etc. An hour and a half, or an hour after that I should say, at 12:30 GMT, we'll see initial jobless claims in the US, continuing jobless claims, and then at 13:45 GMT we'll have the services PMI and the composite PMI data out of the States, followed 15 minutes later by the ISM non-manufacturing and factory orders data for July and June respectively. So plenty of data out from the US this afternoon, all of which will feed into what the Fed does in September, of course. Now, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye. Well, as we've discussed earlier in the week, President Trump has signed new Russian sanctions into US law reluctantly, and he did criticise the bill, but he put his name to the paper. They didn't have a press conference. The White House also moves to restrict legal immigration for a change to the US and takes the first steps to censor China over its trade practices. Speaking of China, the Caixin Services PMI data for July fell short of forecast and came in at a read of 51.5 versus the 51.9 expected. Don't forget though that reads above 50 in PMI measures do indicate expansion. And in South America, the Brazilian President Michael Temer has avoided a corruption trial for now. Okay, food for thought, something to take away with you into the trading day. Overnight, Amazon has named the location of its first Australian distribution centre, which is to be sited in Dandenong, southern Melbourne. And this will crank up the pressure on the bricks and mortar retailers in the country. This is a chart here that shows you the sector breakdowns in the ASX 200. And as we can see, consumer staples and consumer discretionary stocks make up some 13.7% of the index. So this news may weigh further on Australian equities. Please take a moment to read the risk warning. Trading CFDs and FX on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks, then please contact your Pepperstone account executive. Thank you for your time. We look forward to speaking to you tomorrow.